Hello and welcome back to Front End Hero. Hope you are all doing well. So in today's video, what we're going to do is switch things up a little bit and we're going to step inside the server-side world, utilizing the SSH protocol to access a cPanel server. Instead of logging in, clicking around inside of cPanel like we normally would, we're going to log in to the server via SSH and manage things directly from the command line. For those few of you out there who are unfamiliar with SSH, hopefully after watching this video, you'll see the benefits of accessing your cPanel server directly in the terminal instead of using a browser. And one of those main benefits that will hopefully convert you, if you're not using it already, is speed. So it's just so much quicker to use your terminal to access your cPanel server instead of logging in, navigating to the area you need, and performing an update and so on. You can literally just do it within a command or two. So before we jump into this little tutorial, I guess we should go through what exactly SSH is. So SSH stands for Secure Shell. Think of it as a kind of secure encrypted tunnel between your computer and your web server. For example, when you use the cPanel file manager via a browser, you are interacting with a web-based interface that adds multiple layers of processing. That extra overhead uses more server resources and can slow things down quite a bit. With SSH, you're working directly on the command line shell with minimal overhead between you and the server. So tasks like, let's say, moving a large directory, which might take a while to complete in the browser, complete almost instantly in the terminal. So I guess in a roundabout way, SSH removes the middleman. It allows you to send text commands that run directly on the server's operating system, which makes it incredibly fast for tasks like moving files, unzipping archives, or managing databases. And if all that is not cool enough, one of the last parts I'll go on about is the secure part in a secure shell. So that basically means your entire connection between your computer and your server is encrypted. So even if you're working from somewhere public with unencrypted Wi-Fi, all of your data and credentials remain completely 100% safe. Okie dokie, so with all that out of the way, let's actually begin this tutorial. So what we're going to do is have a little task we need to accomplish. So on the Front End Hero website, I'm going to edit a file in the terminal via SSH. Maybe I can edit the header.php file and add in some text to the navigation area. But before that, really quickly, I'm just going to show you the host I use and the features that come with it. So I'm on the reseller account on Guru. And if we scroll down here, we can see what we actually have access to. So you'll see here we have direct SSH access, but also access to WP-CLI, which is super, super handy for managing WordPress websites. I may in the future create a dedicated video alone just for WP-CLI because I use it every day and it is pretty much invaluable to my workflow. Okay, so with all that out of the way, let's begin this tutorial. Okay, so the very first step is to log into our cPanel server. So in Guru, we're just going to click login here, type in our email address and password. Now we just need to go to list accounts and find Front End Hero. And there is frontendhero.dev right there. And we are in the cPanel account now for Front End Hero. So what we need to do next is open up our terminal. And now we can begin step 1, and that is generating our SSH key. And the command for this is simply ssh-keygen -d rsa -b and 4096. And after hitting enter, it will give us a default location to save the keys. This is fine, just hit enter. Next, it's going to ask us if we want to enter a passphrase each time we open up a connection. I'm going to say no, so all we have to do is hit enter twice. And then our keys are generated. And what we need to do now is to copy the contents of our public key that we just generated. So we need to find the SSH directory where it was generated to. Typing ls gives us a list of all of the current directories and files inside of this directory, but we do need to see all of the hidden directories too. So we'll say ls-la to list everything. And if we scroll back up here just a little bit, we'll see just there, an SSH folder prefixed with a period. Now we can copy this public key one of two ways. We can use an inbuilt Mac command called pbcopy to basically copy it to our clipboard. So you can type in cat tilde, which is my home directory /.ssh where our folder is, and then the key. So it's id_rsa.pub. Pipe space again, and then the command pbcopy. So just like that, hit enter, And now that key is in our clipboard. And to show you guys what it looks like, let's paste it back out into the terminal. And I'll show you the second way you can easily open this file if you prefer to use something like VS Code. Okay, so let's pop down here into a new command and let me just double check the file name again. So cd, my directory, SSH, and let's see what's in there. Okay, so yeah, it's id_rsa.pub. So I'll say code, and then we'll just open that and hit enter. And then very easily, we can see the contents of this file in VS Code. So we can copy that there easily enough also. Now with our public key in our clipboard, we need to go back into cPanel and add it in. And we just have to scroll down a bit to find an area called SSH. So if we keep scrolling here, there it is there under security. And once in this area, we just need to click on the Manage SSH Keys button. And then once in here, we just need to click the Import Key button. We only need to import the public key, so do ignore the private key text area. So first of all, let's give it a name, and we'll just call it Keith Mac Studio. And then we paste in our public key, and then click Import. Now, it looks like we're all done and dusted here, but we do have to go back into this Manage Keys area, and then we need to click. So yeah, see the way it says not authorized? We need to go back into Manage, and then we just need to click Authorize. So that is good to go right now. So our SSH key is now set up in cPanel. Let's try and connect. But what exactly are we trying to connect to? So our server has an IP address and we need to find this. So back into the main cPanel area. And to the right here, you should see something similar that basically gives the IP address of the cPanel server. So we'll copy and paste this into our clipboard. And if we look above, we can see the current user is front end. So with these two pieces of information, we're going to try and connect now. So having cleaned up the screen just a little bit here, having a fresh terminal on the right-hand side, we have access to our cPanel in the browser on the left-hand side. And I'm just about to navigate into the theme folder now. And we can see here down below, there is the header.php file we need to edit. So let's have a look here. So that's what it looks like in cPanel. And now going back into the terminal. And here is where we make our connection. So we start off and we say SSH, and then we give it the port number, and we need to prefix that with -p. And you'll have to find out the port number for your server, but I find the magic number is usually 22. And the last piece of the puzzle is to enter our username at IP address. So that is frontend at 85 dot blah, 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 whatever that is we copied previously. Then we hit enter. And now we are fully connected to our server via SSH in the terminal. How cool is that? So let's get back to the task at hand, and that is editing the header.php file. But first, we're going to have to find the correct directory. Now let's just do another little cheeky ls command to see what we can see in the root directory. There's public HTML, so we're going to have to cd into that there. And let's run another ls command to see what is in public HTML. Okay, so we can see all the directories and files here. We're going to have to navigate into wp-content, then /themes, and my theme name is fe-v1. So now we're in the theme directory. Another quick ls command to see the contents, and here we can see the header.php file which we need. Our next command we're going to use is nano, and this is essentially a free text editor inside of the terminal. So nano header.php, and now, how cool is that? We can edit the file remotely just via our terminal. I think this is so cool. Okay, so let's find a place where we can add a little message in real quick. I think it's going to be in the nav area. Yeah, just on this line here. So I'm just going to type in test ... And I guess we should open up the live site as well. Okay, now, so it's going to show up just before home. So we've made our little edits to header.php. Now we can close down the file, and we want to see this now live on our website. And we do that by holding Control and hitting X. It'll then ask us if we want to save the file. Just type in Y for yes, hit enter. And the last prompt should be, what do you want to save the file name as? Just hit enter for the same file name, which is header.php. So very easily connecting to our server via SSH, we have made a remote edit just via our terminal. So if we refresh the page real quick, Well, of course, nothing seems to happen. Absolutely typical. I think I know why. Because I'm using caching on the website, we need to clear this first. And I guess in a funny way, this is a good teaching moment because it just shows you again the power of using SSH to quickly clear your website's cache. And I'm actually going to use a WP-CLI command here to help me clear this Lightspeed cache. So we'll type in WP followed by lightspeed-purge, and we'll say all, and then just hit enter. Let it do its thing, and then a moment later we should have a success message just like that. Okay, now if we refresh the page again, we should see our test. And there we go, amazing stuff. So yeah, this is a pretty cool way to interact with your server. So hopefully this will give you a little idea on the benefits of using SSH to interact with your cPanel server. Right, that's all from me. Do subscribe if you want to see more videos like this, and I will catch you in the next one.